Hey everybody, so tonight we have what is possibly the most consequential, I would say, midterm debate in decades. John Fetterman versus Dr. Mehmet Oz for the Pennsylvania Senate. And why do I say this is potentially the most consequential debate in an off-year race in decades? Well, it's looking increasingly like the balance of power in the Senate is going to come down to three states: Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Nevada. The party that takes two out of those three is the party that is likely to control the Senate heading into the next cycle. All three of those races are very, very close. Two of them are currently occupied by Democrats, and one, Pennsylvania, is currently occupied by the Republican Pat Toomey, who is retiring, leaving an open seat there. It is possible that the Democrats win all three of those seats, in which case they would certainly retain control of the Senate. It's possible that the Republicans will win all three of those seats. Much more likely, it'll split, and I think the party that takes two out of three is the party that is likely to control the Senate. And the reason why this debate is so important, much more so than most debates, because historically, let's face it, debates are fun for politics junkies like me, and perhaps like you if you stumbled upon this channel. But they don't tend to sway races very often. Every once in a while, they will result in a big sort of polling shift. The first debate in 2012 between Romney and Obama, where Obama was terrible. Romney got about a 5 or 6 point bounce in the polls there. But other than that, you know, these debates are usually more theater than anything else. The reason this one is different is because Fetterman's faculties, his speaking abilities, his listening abilities, his audio processing abilities, because he's recovering from a stroke, have become a major issue of the campaign. And his sort of half disclosures of his health records were recently a major issue on an NBC report. They sat him down for an interview. He had to use the prompter. He says he put out doctor's notes saying he's okay to run. But his ability to function in the Senate, meaning to speak, to listen, to process information, to be able to engage in debate — the Senate is a forum for debate, obviously — is an issue coming down the home stretch of the campaign. I don't think it is the most important issue in the campaign. Obviously, part of the reason why we've seen a momentum swing back to the GOP is because the race is sort of reverting to the macro themes, the fundamentals that we knew were going to be most important all year, which are inflation, the economy, jobs, right? But in a close race, and this is looking like a very close race right now, an issue like that could swing it, because these races are decided on the margins. Currently, John Fetterman leads Dr. Oz by an average of 2.2 points in the Real Clear Politics average. That is well within the margin of error. So at that point, you have to say, especially given that Republicans have been underpolled these past few cycles because of the sort of Trump base, or a certain part of the Trump base had never voted before. So, the polling outfits are still sort of struggling to find those voters and record them and put them into their models. So given that, a Democrat up by 2, you really have to call that a dead heat at this point. Between the trend of Republicans being underpolled and between the momentum being on the Republican side, you have to say, for all intents and purposes, this race is effectively tied now. And in a race as close as that, an issue like a candidate's health could swing it. And this debate is an opportunity for Fetterman to either prove that he is in good shape to run and to serve, or he can prove his skeptics right if he has a tough time up there. And so that is going to be something to watch for, and we are going to be watching for it, and we are going to be live on our YouTube channel at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Time, whatever the fuck it is, Eastern Time tonight. The debate is 1 hour. The debate goes from 8 to 9, and then we are going to allow ourselves a 15-minute window there just to prep. Of course, the debate could run a few minutes over. That's possible. Not likely, but possible. But we'll be on at 9:15. So head on over to our YouTube channel tonight and get our reactions to this. But I just wanted to do a little preview video to set this up, because it is going to be perhaps, like I said, the most consequential midterm off-year debate in decades. I can't think of a race which had this much importance and was this dependent, potentially at least, on a candidate's ability to function in the Senate. Of course, one of the main functions of a senator is to be able to debate. And so we're going to see how that goes this evening. I just wanted to do a quick little preview video here on TikTok, and I'll throw this up on YouTube also. But tune in 9:15 tonight on our YouTube channel for our live stream. Thanks.
Please clap.